Let's get ready to rumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, Deontay Wilder and Oleksandr Usyk in negotiations for a massive heavyweight bout. I like it. I love it. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you like this. If Deontay Wilder upsets Oleksandr Usyk, it will be the greatest comeback story in the history of the sport of boxing. It will be one of the greatest redemption stories in sports history. And ladies and gentlemen, Deontay Wilder got to punch his chance. He got a chance. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Oleksandr Usyk, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Oleksandr Usyk, currently the pound for pound, 1-2. You can flip it around and still, in my opinion, undisputed in the heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder, future Hall of Famer. Yes, future Hall of Famer. Defended his world title over 10 times. If Deontay Wilder upsets Oleksandr Usyk, it will be the greatest comeback story in the history of the sport of boxing. And if not, at least arguably the greatest comeback story in the past 30 years. Yeah, I remember George Foreman, the late George Foreman, God rest his soul, beat Michael Moore, 1984, 20 years after losing to Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, God rest his soul, shocked the world, became heavyweight champion again at the age of 45. If it's not that, it will be arguably Deontay Wilder beating Oleksandr Usyk, the greatest comeback story, or arguably the greatest comeback story of all time. If it wasn't for the George Foreman, then we could honestly say it will be the greatest comeback story in the history of the sport of boxing. And I know people, of course, Usyk's going to be the massive favorite. There's a lot of people out there in the sport of boxing that has lost confidence of Deontay Wilder. People feel like Deontay Wilder's already in his downhill. There's people out there that doesn't like this fight. But this is the heavyweight division, y'all. I mean, there's nowhere else that Deontay Wilder could go. You know, he can't jump divisions. And Oleksandr Usyk as well. As a matter of fact, credit Oleksandr Usyk for calling out Deontay Wilder, because at least Oleksandr Usyk understands the history of the sport of boxing and surely understands the history of the heavyweight division. And he wants to tell himself, I need a Deontay Wilder in my resume. I need that name in the resume. I took out two of the reigning champions of my era in the heavyweight division. I took out Anthony Joshua. I took out Tyson Fury. And I need to take out Deontay Wilder. I add Deontay Wilder in my resume. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the greatest heavyweight of all time, arguably. It won't be no top 10. It won't be no top 5. It will be top 2. It will be top 2. Again, push the narrative to the side and how you feel about Deontay Wilder and stuff like that. Oleksandr Usyk needs this in his resume for him. And we should acknowledge it. He have acknowledged Deontay Wilder. And we need to stop this. Come on, we got to be the boxing fans out here. We got to be hardcore boxing fans. You don't got to like Deontay Wilder, or you don't got to like Deontay Wilder and how he had all these excuses after the Tyson Fury beat down in the second fight. But let's not forget that one of the greatest man that ever made excuses in the history of the sport of boxing is the same man that had one of the greatest comeback story in the history of the sport of boxing in George Foreman when he lost to Muhammad Ali. Let's not forget his excuse. And we still love George Foreman. There's a lot of pressure in these boxers, right? Especially when you're in the position of a Deontay Wilder. Because what they say when you're a champion, when you're a heavyweight champion, they say wherever the heavyweight goes, boxing goes. Deontay Wilder was the king of the world. King of the world, especially out here in North America when it comes to heavyweight boxing. He lost. There's a lot of pressure. Now, I'm not going to condone excuses. You know, there's a lot of fighters that have excuses and stuff like that. But in the end of the day, they're fighters. And I'm a fight fan. And I appreciate what Deontay Wilder has meant to the sport of boxing as a heavyweight champion, an Olympian, bronze medalist, and representing USA, my country. I appreciate that. And I appreciate all the boxers around the world. You know what I'm saying? They have risked their lives for pure entertainment, and I appreciate that. And Deontay Wilder, when boxing was falling, especially when a lot of people were saying that boxing is dead, especially the heavyweight division, right? It was in a coma. Deontay Wilder, especially in North America, and Anthony Joshua across the pond, lift up the heavyweight division after Tyson Fury beat Klitschko, but the Tyson Fury left. He had mental issues, had drug issues. Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua held it down, and we should appreciate that. We should appreciate that. And I do appreciate Oleksandr Usyk acknowledge Deontay Wilder. When to fight Deontay Wilder, acknowledging that he is a future Hall of Famer as well. And acknowledging a great matchup of this heavyweight era because it is a great. There's certain fights that still need to take place. It doesn't even matter if some of these guys don't have a belt. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury still need to take place. Deontay Wilder, even Anthony Joshua still need to take place. Hey, even add Andy Ruiz in the mix with Oleksandr Usyk and Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder, that's still a great fight in my opinion. If you look at the history of the sport of boxing in the heavyweight division, there's been, Muhammad Ali rematched Frazier 3 times, right? He's rematched the likes of George Shabalo, right? So, because how many, there's just so much that they could do in the heavyweight division. You know, there were certain fights that we never got in the history of the heavyweight division. I wanted to see David Tua versus Mike Tyson. I would love to see Riddick Bowe versus Lennox Lewis. This is a great matchup. This is a great matchup. And I'm going to say like this, because of course people are going to, it's not in day when it comes to the technical side of Deontay Wilder and Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk is massively way more superior than Deontay Wilder, technically wise. But ladies and gentlemen, have you seen a fighter that is no close to the technical skill set of his opponent, right? He's no near his skill set. He's way below his level in terms of skill set, right? Have we seen him boxing a guy that's way level in skill set beat the high level skill set? Yes, we have. And that's what I mean. Folks, we could predict, we could make an assessment, we could make our breakdowns, but we never know what's truly gonna happen. Did Ricardo Mayorga beat Forrest? Did Ricardo Mayorga beat Forrest? Yes. Right? And ladies and gentlemen, put it this way. A lot of people have been questioning Deontay Wilder's skill set anyway. Oh, he got his right hand. Oh, he got his right hand. That's all he got. Well, shit, if the whole world know that he only got a right hand, why he was knocking everybody else with that right hand? Let's also not forget the story of Deontay Wilder. That's why I said, to add to his story, we all understand that he walked into a boxing gym at the age of 20, 21, not to be the greatest of all time, not to be the next Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. He walked in to take care of his daughter. Honorable. I relate to Deontay Wilder as a father. I always say that fatherhood is prominent in the sport of boxing. What a man. I related to Deontay Wilder because we both have the same belief. Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. We have the same spiritual belief. So I also acknowledge that he's a good fighter, also a great man outside of the ring, just like Oleksandr Usyk. I relate to Oleksandr Usyk because he believes also that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. You already know God first, everything second, fight plus survive equals true champions, right? I relate. Both of these guys are great, are great for the sport. Of course, Oleksandr Usyk, technically wise and warrior-like, great. But Deontay Wilder, going into the gym at the age of 21 and 21, that wasn't even polished like that to even win, to go to and win the Olympic trial, to win a bronze medal for us. You know what I'm saying? Even a lot of people wanted to question his skill set when he went to fight Stavern for the first fight. Remember? Oh, he can't box. Deontay Wilder actually boxed. And if you remember after the fight with Stavern, the first fight, a bunch of pundits and critics was like, oh, he could box. He established the jab. So at least he did kill the narrative for that time. But of course, there's always going to be narratives around even fighters that are successful. You know? Sometimes these fighters need to beat the person that's across the ring from them and also need to beat the narrative outside of the ring. You know? A lot of pressure. But I like this fight. Matter of fact, I love this fight. I think it's a good time. They're around the same age anyway. And I think that it will actually enhance the legacy of Usyk. There may be people out there that saying, oh, Usyk doesn't have to fight them. No, Usyk understands. This could enhance his legacy. This could enhance both legacies. But if Deontay Wilder upsets Usyk, and he has the potential to hurt Usyk. If that punch lands, he got a potential to hurt Usyk, knock out Usyk. Let's not be naive. Because if there's one thing that has been highly accurate about Deontay Wilder, has been his freak of nature power. See, the best thing, and I was going to go in talking about the technique, but the good thing about, in my opinion, what Deontay Wilder needs to go back to is the Wilder. Not the Malik Scott Wilder. Shout out to Malik Scott. Not the guy that's trying to, okay, throw his straight punches and everything got to be boxing 101. No, 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 no. If Deontay Wilder wants the chance to upset Oleksandr Usyk, you gotta bring that wild Deontay Wilder. Those hooks coming from weird angles, the unexpected and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, the right hand will always been the expect, but the unexpected, or the unexpected, or the spec, however you want to call it. Because if everybody knew that he's a one-trick pony, everybody getting tricked by that one-trick pony. Everybody knew that right hand was coming, but still he landed that right hand. Hit it beyond. He got to be crazy. He got to be wilder, and he has a chance to upset Oleksandr Usyk. Mark my words. If Deontay Wilder goes to Wilder, not him trying to be a boxer, especially at this age, because just like I said about Ricardo Mayorga and Forrest, see, a technical fighter is very technical. He trains to be technical. He trains to slip the straight punches. He trains to slip, he trains for a good and great boxer. That's how they train. But when you unpredictable, even the greatest technical fighters get a tough time. Did Floyd Mayweather had a tough time with Maidana? Yes, he did. But look at the levels. Man, the gap between Mayweather and Maidana is like night and day. But he needed a rematch him. Right? Ricardo Mayorga and Forrest. So Deontay Wilder just need to stay unpredictable, be wild, and he has a chance to upset Oleksandr Usyk. Of course, Oleksandr Usyk is a massive favorite. I'm a fan of both fighters. I'm a fan of Oleksandr Usyk's skills and talent. He's a beautiful fighter, bro. And Deontay Wilder, lights out. Lights out. You got the potential to put anybody out. Anybody out. Look at all the skills and talent of Tyson Fury. The same thing with Tyson Fury is like night and day when it comes to skill set. But if it wasn't for Deontay Wilder, if it wasn't for Tyson Fury's courage and Jack Reese, because any other referee would have just laid this dude, they wouldn't even never count it, right? If it wasn't for the courage of Tyson Fury, then we would have seen still Deontay Wilder knock out, Tyson Fury even in the first fight or in the second fight, So I think that Wilder got a puncher's chance, and that punch could land. Usyk got all the intangibles to beat Wilder, has the momentum and everything else. I think this is great for Usyk. This is great for Wilder. Let me know what y'all think. This is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. You already know we're brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of the Most High. We wanted one race, the human race. What makes us beautiful is that we all have different cultures. You know what I'm saying? Usyk is our brother. Wilder is our brother. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.